Hi, I'm Babblefish5, and today I'm at Pedernales State Park in Johnson City, Texas. And I'm going to do some primitive camping and a little bit of backpacking. Pedernales Falls is the main attraction of the park. The elevation of the river drops about 50 feet over a distance of about 3,000 feet, and that's what creates the cascading falls. This whole section here belongs to the 300 million year old Marble Falls Formation, and it's a part of the southwestern flank of the Llano Uplift. That's spelled L-L-A-N-O. These layers of limestone were tilted up and eroded early on before the Cretaceous seas covered this part of Texas around 100 to 120 million years ago. But that would be talking about science, and science absolutely has no place in a YouTube camping video. If you don't want to camp at one of the developed campsites, you can hike on Wolf Mountain Trail and get into a primitive campsite. It's only about a 2-mile hike into the primitive area. The trail itself is a bit longer, but it's just 2 miles into the primitive campsite. Wolf Mountain Trail is well maintained, well marked, and really, frankly, really hard to miss. Mescal Creek. Tequila Blanco. Looks like it's going to be a rough crossing. This is just into the beginning of the Wolf Mountain Creek primitive camping area. Now, the primitive camping trail is about 3/4 of a mile long. All right, I've got my campsite set up. In this area of Texas, there's a type of tree called a juniper tree. So most trees here in this area don't really grow straight. They're somewhat crooked. And a juniper tree kind of looks a bit like this. So to get your angles right, it just takes a little bit of work, but with a little tweaking, you can find a little looking and a little tweaking. You can find an area that's suitable for hammock camping. Now I've got my my trusty war bonnet, and I worked a little bit. And while it doesn't look like the angles are right, when I'm in my hammock, my ridgeline is nice and loose. It's right where it's supposed to be. So a little tweaking, a little looking, and even with trees that aren't straight, with a hammock with a ridgeline, you can get a nice, a good hang and have a nice, have a ridgeline right where it's supposed to be. Well, now that I'm in my hammock, I'm going to read a book or two. Coffee good. B5 like coffee. Oh yeah. Well, good morning. It was a really good night last night. A little wind picked up, got a little rain, but that was okay. I had a huge tarp, and I stayed warm. I stayed really toasty, and I slept really well. But sadly, this is only a one-night trip, and I got to backpack out of here and head on home. But it's been a great trip, enjoyable. I always like Pedernales, and I always like hanging out around the falls for a while. If you like this video, please give me a positive rating. Your comments are always welcome. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the trail.